Here on the table we have two rivals, two wonderful axes. This is the Wetterlings Large Hunter, owned by me, and this is the Granfors Bruks Small Forest axe. I think the Granfors Bruks has gotten a lot more attention over the years. Definitely hear about it a lot more. You don't hear nearly as much about this Wetterlings, but essentially they're both from same caliber company, same part of the world, Sweden. I think they're meant to be the competitor of each other, so the same size axe, almost the same design. As I said, this one's my own, the Wetterlings. The Granfors Bruks actually belongs to a customer. I just added in and put a new edge on it, replaced the rivet in the sheath, and added this collar because he had a couple little dings in the handle there, which is why I put one on mine earlier this year. As for which axe is better, I'm going to say right at the start, there's not really a better, maybe a better for you, but overall they're pretty close to the same axe. I'm just going to go through the particulars on the axe, compare the different features about them. Both are pretty much stock except for the leather collars, which doesn't make a difference anyways. As I said, I'm going to go through the features and just compare and contrast. I haven't seen a video like this on these two axes. So yeah, let's get started. First off, I'll mention the sheaths so we can get those out of the way. I do like the sheath better on the Granfors Bruks. It's a little nicer leather. It's a little bigger sheath. I like that. And one little piece attention to detail. It's right there in the snap closure. Look at that. It's very nice. As for edge coverings, both are more than adequate. Both come with a welt, which is great. Both are snap closure. The sheath on the Wetterlings is a little more athletic, a little sleeker design, but yeah, I'd probably give it to the Granfors on that. A little bit better snap on the Granfors as well, but both are, like I said, more than adequate. Head size and shape is quite similar. You can see there both have a nice little pole, both have that kind of dangling beard straight on top pretty well. The Granfors has a slight upsweep here and a little more beard. The cutting edge, the Granfors does have a little more of a cutting edge. You can see there if you compare the length. Granfors down behind has a little more. I do like the stamping on the Wetterlings better. The Wetterlings has a very deep stamp. See that? It's chunked right in there. So why I like that is because when these axes become vintage, they're nice and old, you know those stamps are going to still be there. The stamping on the Granfors is pretty good. Granfors does the maker's mark. So these are the initials of the blacksmith who forged this axe. That's nice. That's nice and deep. On this side you have the Granfors stamp here. And this axe is far from vintage, but you can see, you can barely read that stamp. Actually, I'm not even entirely sure. I think it says Granfors Bruks, but I'm not entirely sure. But definitely a nice axe. I'd have to give the stamping probably to the Wetterlings. I like that nice deep Wetterlings Sweden. Just beautiful. Shape of the head, both of them have a nice nice pole, a nice little beard here, whatever you'd like to call it. Poles, almost identical. I think the one area these two axes differ most of all is the profile of the cheeks. This is your Granfors Small Forest over here. This is your Wetterlings. The Wetterlings has a much thicker cheeks than the Granfors, which in my opinion, or this is the reason I chose a large hunter over the small forest axe is because I wanted an axe with a little more weight in the cheeks to be a better all-around axe. This small forest axe here, truthfully, is probably going to be a little bit better cutter. It's because those thin cheeks are going to let it bite a little more. But for an all-around, probably the Wetterlings. Again, depends on what you want. Both, in just a camp setting, are going to do pretty well, just as well as each other. But that's why I opted for the large hunter, because I liked a little more weight in here, make it better for splitting and such. But overall, pretty similar. Handles are almost exact same length, shape, size. They're almost the same all the way back. Same angle, same shape. Until you get right here at the butt. This Granfors here has this quick sweep, which actually feels great and gives you a lot of confidence. You can hold right at the very end, and I do like that. This on the Wetterlings is a little nicer in the hand, but it doesn't give you quite as much confidence if you're holding way down on the end there. So just something to keep in mind. The handle does feel a little bit chunkier on the Granfors. So if you like a smaller handle, the Wetterlings has a slightly smaller handle. It's also a little smoother. They're both beautiful axes, what can you say? As for grain, now I know it kind of depends on the one you get, I've heard, but the grain on this Granfors is not quite as good as the Wetterlings. See, they're about 45 or so there, which is not too bad. But if you look, the axe does have quite a bit of run out. So something to keep in mind. Still plenty adequate. I think the owner said this axe is about 6, 7, 8 years old. So obviously not a problem, but definitely something to bring up. Whereas the grain on this Wetterlings is close to as perfect as it can get. No run out whatsoever along the length of that axe. So again, both are gorgeous axes. Overall, same size, pretty close to the same head. The Wetterlings is heavier. I never weighed them, but immediately I'm picking up this small force axe. I knew it was much lighter than the Wetterlings. So if you're looking for something, in my opinion, if you're looking for something more of an all-round axe, kind of a one size fits all, I'd probably take the Wetterlings just because it's going to make a better splitter, and it is a bit heavier. So you're definitely going to, it's going to be a little easier to fell bigger material. This small forest axe, a little thinner, it's probably going to cut better. But it's a little lighter, so it's not going to have quite as much power behind it when you're swinging it into bigger material. This might be a little better pack option because of its lighter weight. It's thinner, so it's probably a little more athletic. Both wonderful axes. I just wanted to put a little more information out there on it. If you're looking for an axe, pack axe category, these are two amazing options. You can't go wrong with either one. Hope the information I just put out there helps you guys out. Both have nice stamps in the handle. I think the Wetterling stamp, yeah, it's definitely deeper. That Wetterling stamp is quite deep in there, where the Granfors is just seems like it's etched in the surface. Hope you enjoyed the videos, guys. Please hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give you a quick shot of that collar I just put on. All leather stitched. Just lovely. Just put an edge. This axe was pretty beat up when it came in. The edge had, guy had a little accident. But axes are tools. It's just steel. Can be resharpened. There now, she's shaving sharp. If you're following me on Instagram, you'll know just how wicked sharp this axe is. Hope you liked the video, guys. See you in the next one.